did they know?
Did they know?
That's kind of what we're getting at here.
Right.
Is I think you put it really good on our phone conversation a couple days ago. It was like, can you prove that this was a crime on the part of the officers?
Right.
With this new information, basically, because now not only do we see what happens from a new perspective, but we also hear a lot of what they're saying, which gives you great insight into maybe what was going on in their heads. And I believe it's the, I forget the name, the attorney who is prosecutor for the case. I believe originally it was going to be third-degree murder, and I don't know what these terms necessarily mean. I have an idea, but please correct me. We can pull it up, but third degree. It was originally third degree, which was a lesser sentence. Obviously, the heightened state of the country after this video was released definitely pushed the prosecutor to go with a higher sentence, I guess, which is second degree. If we look it up, that would be better than me just sort of saying what I think it means, because that's not going to be accurate. Yeah,
so depending on the state, third degree murder may include felony murder regardless of the underlying felony, felony murder only where the underlying felony is nonviolent, or depraved heart murder, meaning that intent to kill is not an element of the offense of third-degree murder in any state which defines it.
And that's what we're getting at. Intent. Was there a crime? Was it a crime?
Of intent.
Of intent, exactly.
Right.
Did Chauvin specifically intend to kill George Floyd? Now this video, more than ever, has called into question that fact.
Right. I would argue, personally, that I think it would be damn near impossible to prove without a reasonable doubt that intent was like the intent to kill him
without a reasonable
present.
doubt. Exactly.
Right.
That's key.
If I'm sitting on that jury panel, I don't know how to make that call. I can't say for sure, like with all of this evidence in play, I can't say
I can't.
that they intended to do that.
And it's a bummer, because I believe that there's a lot that we can do from this situation in terms of our society to reform how we do these things. There's a lot of conversations to be had. What are you looking at?
I'm looking up second degree murder.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead.
There's a huge conversation that needs to be had. There's huge changes that need to be made in terms of how we police and how we deal with situations like this. And I think, unfortunately, the conversation has become a little bit simplistic and not helpful in regards to the sloganing and the lack of interest now in this situation. Getting rid of the police, defunding police, all that stuff. Like I'm just waiting for you to get this answer.
I got it. I was letting you finish.
No, go for it.
So second degree murder is any intentional murder with malice, aforethought, but is not premeditated or planned in advance.
Okay. So sure, there might be a case to be made for second degree murder, but is it provable beyond a reasonable doubt?
Not to me. Not with this evidence.
Before?
Possibly.
Possibly. Yeah.
It was already a hard case to win, even with the evidence that we had before. Right? Mm-hmm. But to
a hard case to win on which side?
On second degree murder.
For the prosecution.
For the prosecution, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a hard case to win. Even with the evidence we had before these videos came out.
Right. I'm not 100% up on that stuff.
Right.
But, in terms of how hard something is to win, but...
Oh, because in order to get a second-degree murder charge, according to that, they need to prove
I know, but you were saying before when it was third degree, it was even hard.
Yeah.
But before the evidence... I'm sorry. Before the evidence. Second degree was hard.
Third degree, to me, is still provable.
Right, but...
Because third degree you could make an argument for negligence.
Right. I'm not sure if once you go for second degree, if you can't go for third degree anymore. Because I do believe that there should be some responsibility taken on the side of the officers, especially Derek Chauvin. I would love to have a bigger conversation about that at some point. Like what I know cops
what does that look like?
Well, cops are usually protected from things like this because they're doing their job, and sometimes things happen, and it's like, okay, well, but then you're just allowing this to happen at some point. Then, like, yeah, sure, I'm sure there's
called qualified immunity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I believe so, and that just means that you're kind of incentivizing this behavior in a sense by like not saying that like you're punishable or like you could be punished for bad behavior, because you're not looking into a case. You don't know if it's bad behavior or legitimately an accident or whatever.
Because to be completely fair, Chauvin has complaints too.
Many
Chauvin
complaints.
has
Many
like
complaints.
Just like George Floyd had a rap sheet, Chauvin in his own right
He has
had a rap sheet.
Yeah, but one's dead.
Right.
And can't live anymore and can't,
And so
go
I'm
after
saying
a better life.
I'm perfectly. I think there is a reasonable case to be made for negligence. Like Chauvin probably acted and seems to have a history of acting somewhat brazenly in the line of duty. That is not the same thing as wanting to kill a man or intending to kill a man.